Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Minnesota Varsity League Sunday. My name is Thunder McFadden, and I am joined by Skeptor here on the caster desk. Skep, we saw, it was a rough game one. We had a 2v3, right? Rough for Farmington, but at the same time, we saw a few flashes of brilliance, a few flashes of performance, that sort of thing here and there. It was a decent matchup, and now we are going into matchup number two, which is going to feature Cooper Hawks trying to take Spring Lake Park to 0-2. How difficult is that going to be to do today, Skep?
I think taking Spring Lake Park to 0-2 would be very difficult, Thunder, considering that this team didn't lose a single game in the regular season last season, right? Like you gotta think about that for a second and really be like, wow, these
Yep.
guys went from not losing at all last season to getting upstaged by Rogers last week, which was on stream.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of a better way for Spring Lake Park and their squad to get back into it than getting right back on stream and taking on a newer team again. In this Cooper Hawks squad, they haven't been. I don't remember casting them too much. Early on in our season, so they have to
Right.
be a newer team here, and it's going to be up to Cooper Hawks to kind of try to upstage this Spring Lake Park squad.
Yeah, definitely kind of a tale of the new kids on the block, right? Spring Lake Park was the new kid last season,
Mhm.
and now this season it's the, Cooper Hawks kind of taking that role and that sort of thing. And so I think that's going to be a very interesting storyline today. I think that it is a very tall order to beat Spring Lake Park.
Mhm.
But guess what? The last two times we cast Spring Lake Park, we cast another team beating them.
True.
That's not to say anything negative against Spring Lake Park. It's not. They're an incredibly talented team, right? They went home with the silver. They are our second, like they got second place in our entire league, right? At our
Mhm.
last state tournament. And so they know what it's like to taste victory, and they know what it's like to put together a really, really solid effort and a really, really solid attack, not only in a single matchup, but in the course of a season, right? So Spring Lake Park, they had the bye. We said it last week, and we watched it last week, that game against Rogers. And so now Spring Lake Park, I think, they're a squad that it's kind of all or nothing, right? They are all in and they're going for all or nothing. And I don't mean that to say that they either show up or they don't. That's not the case. Their mentality is all or nothing. Their
Mhm.
mentality is we want that number one spot. We want to sit there and we want to be there or nothing else. And so you could see a little bit in their gameplay last week, week number 2, you could see a little frustration in the cars, little frustration in the air, all of it. So this week, I think they're ready to get after it and take it to these Hawks.
Yeah, man, they're getting right after it right away. Spring Lake Park taking on the Cooper Hawks. Neighbor Mark, Latumos, the rest of the squad. I mean, good stuff. I think we have a new third member on the Spring Lake Park. Latumos gonna put one away to start us off here. Game 2 of week number 3. I couldn't get a chance to read the name fast enough, but I do believe it's a different third player on the side of Spring Lake Park
Let's have a
to
look
get going
here.
here.
Last week we had it
Graham was in
was
there. Yeah, a Skittle
Latumos.
is who's
Skittle.
playing. A
I feel like a
Skittle
Skittle
is
is a player
playing.
we've seen before potentially,
No, I think you're right on that. I just
but
think
not last
I
week.
know that
Definitely.
Graham was playing last week is all.
Mm-hmm.
Latumos, nice touch.
Oh
Up
boy.
top,
Oh wow.
Latumos
Oh wow. Wow. Wow.
carrying a second one early here.
Sheesh. That is
Getting
classic
that time and
Latumos.
space.
Classic Latumos. Look at this. The ball changes direction, I think, 3 times, if not 4 times, from the time Latumos gets it off the wall and into the air and then into the goal. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, beautiful stuff out of Latumos. Giving his team an early 2-0 lead. Now it's neighbor Mark. Latumos going for a a second touch on that and ends up knocking it away from his teammate. Nice clear out of the Cooper Hawks, trying to get something going offensively now. been showing a lot defensively, but now Neighbor Mark getting another go at it. Latumos out front, and it's a freebie. Set up, done, wrap it up. 3-0 lead now for Spring Lake Park. Nice pass by Neighbor Mark, and it's just a freebie.
It's so
Drew not ready for it.
Clinical with this team when they are, I mean, when they're at it and when they're at their best. This Spring Lake Park squad, they are so good, so crazy good. And that's why, you know, again, I understand we keep mentioning it, but is that thing gonna go in?
No,
almost.
Thank goodness it did not go in. It hits the post, but oh my, that would have been something if that went in.
I think that goal got smaller for a second. I think there was
good
maybe a glitch
reason
in the
if it
game.
did.
Crazy.
Nice shot here. Latumos trying to guide it in. Doesn't find the back of the net. Nuke now trying to bring it out front. A nice setup, and Teehee puts it away. Nice play by Nuke, though, to get this ball out front. Dropping it off to his teammate. And a nice finish.
Good stuff. Great stuff for the Cooper Hawks right there. I like to see something like that. I think that's maybe going to put a little bit of wind in their sails, to be completely honest.
No, yeah, they definitely needed it. It was great time in the game for that to happen. So Cooper Hawks turning it around, trying to get something going here. And now back in the offensive zone. But it's kicked out front. Skittle leading the way. Rocking that Torrent decal. Gotta love it. Latumos. Out to Neighbor Mark, who kicks it up. Skittle on the follow-up. The third shot doesn't ring true. Neighbor Mark now. Back out front. Nothing. Wow, man. These two teams are going at it. Latumos out front. Back out to Latumos at the midfield now. Gathers the ball. Bringing it forward. Drops it off the post. And Neighbor Mark with the finish. I mean, dude, yeah, no contest. Latumos has so much free time to bring this ball in. Drops it off out front. Nobody there to clear that ball away. And it's Neighbor Mark to bury. 4-1 lead now.
It's just, it goes so far beyond air dribbling with Latumos. It is just like, honestly, this beautiful freestyle dance. Like what could be nonsense, but it isn't, because it's Latumos.
Here we go again. Latumos kicking it past the defender. That was almost something fancy out of Latumos. Skittle coming in hot. Shooting right past that ball. Nice play by Drewzilla. Nice touch out of Neighbor Mark and Latumos taking turns. Teehee trying to get this ball cleared to Skittle. Stepping up now, kicking it out front. Neighbor Mark on the follow-up off the post. Latumos going up top, drops it off the crossbar. And it's cleared out by Drewzilla. Finally, the Cooper Hawks catching a break defensively.
Spring Lake Park doing a lot of committing here, and they have been throughout this entire game. Cooper Hawks, though, are finding different ways to deal with it, right? I mean, Spring Lake Park is up, and they're up pretty big at this point, but I wouldn't necessarily say that they're dominating this matchup. I think they're finding opportunities, and they got pretty aggressive at the beginning of the game. But now, you know, you're looking at, I mean, the Cooper Hawks have found opportunities to get behind Spring Lake Park. They have. They just need to capitalize.
Yeah. No, I agree. Cooper Hawks have definitely had some opportunities in this matchup. But it's been the Spring Lake Park side coming out ahead. Too many scoring opportunities for this team not to be in the lead at this point, I'd say. As Cooper Hawks are going to have to figure out some way defensively to start shutting them down in this next match.
Yeah, and I think they can do it. Look, Spring Lake Park is extremely good. Okay, there is no denying that. But I will say that there are, which is something I say kind of a lot, but there are cracks in the armor. They exist with Spring Lake Park. And so, as Neighbor Mark will get one more before the end of the game.
Yeah, Neighbor Mark with a tap in again. Latumos getting this ball all the way out front. Neighbor Mark, right place, right time. Puts the hood of the car on that one and puts it away. 5-1 lead in game number 1 here of our second series. And I mean, yeah, Spring Lake Park, man, showing up a much cleaner performance here.
Couple of titanium white Fennec I see out there. Beauty.
Yeah.
Love that car. Reminds me of my car. Ah, great stuff. GG's, both of these teams. Spring Lake Park gonna go up 1 game on the Cooper Hawks, and we knew, Skep, we knew that this was going to be a tall order for Cooper,
Yep.
right? We knew that coming into this matchup here. 5-1. It's a big score line for Spring Lake Park. We know that, right?
Yep.
But in the game of Rocket League, momentum can shift very quickly. It's a very fast-paced game. And I did think that Cooper had a couple of points where they looked really pretty good, right? So again, when you're talking like this is a fight. This is a fight that they're really going to have to put everything that they have into. They're going to have to grit their teeth, and they're really, really going to have to make something happen here to beat Spring Lake Park. But I think they can. For some reason, there's something there that makes me think that, like, between Druzilla and Teehee, like I just feel like there are goals available, right?
Yeah, I think if Cooper Hawks are going to have any kind of chance, they're going to have to step up offensively. They're going to have to start showing us some more looks, start playing more aggressively, and start challenging some of these Spring Lake Park balls. Too many times we're seeing these Spring Lake Park players get up and get on this ball and get offensive with it before we're seeing members of the Cooper Hawks. So Cooper Hawks just got to switch up the tempo of this game, and it's Latumos bringing it to their net right away, and it's Druzilla with a save.
Druzilla's been great on D.
Yeah, it was a great start by Druzilla, denying Latumos nonetheless. Trying to get this ball out of the corner now. As neighbor Mark knocks it back towards the net. Teehee with the heroics at the goal line. A beautiful save there. Latumos now bringing it back for Spring Lake Park. A Skittle going up top with him. That was kind of strange, almost taking the ball off of Latumos' hands.
Yeah, crazy. But look at that, I mean, just moments ago, that team effort out of Cooper, keeping the ball out of the goal, that's huge. It's those type of things that you have to do against Spring Lake Park.
Wow, a Skittle with a nice opportunity, and Latumos will bury. Great stuff out of Spring Lake Park, and they end up finding a way to get on that goal line, or that scoreboard first, Thunder.
Yep,
yeah, Cooper Hawks, man. Gotta find a way to answer.
Yeah, they just got caught out of place there, and I mean, look, Druzilla has been playing exceptional.
Wow,
Neighbor Mark from up top! Woo!
That was pretty stuff out of Neighbor Mark. Teehee puts it into the corner. A Skittle sets up his teammate Neighbor Mark, who drops a little bit of splash on top of the Cooper Hawks. I mean, that's good stuff there out of Neighbor Mark and a Skittle. And this is a re-energized Spring Lake Park, Thunder.
Yeah, they really are. I think they're coming off that first win really, really, like you said, energized. Confident, I think, is the biggest thing. They are showing more confidence here. I mean, they look great in game number 1, obviously, but this right here, now they have had some time against Cooper Hawks, and I think they're feeling really good. It shows.
Yeah, nice setup there by Latumos, kicking it out front. And a Skittle on the follow-up, the ball gets saved out by Nuke. Nice defensive efforts out of the Hawks. Latumos kicking this ball out front. Neighbor Mark going for it now. Gets denied at the midfield. Latumos stepping up now. Up top with it. Drops it down on him. What a play by Latumos. Dude, this is so sick. Look at this play by Latumos. Kicks it up off the backboard. Hits it with the top of his car and just drops it in the Cooper Hawks net. Remarkable play out of Latumos.
Insanity. And I mean, what an effort out of Druzilla there, but just not enough. When you've got Latumos in your face, it's scary stuff. Very much. We keep talking about spooky season, but man, Latumos, very, very scary player.
Nice touch by Neighbor Mark out front to a Skittle, kicking it up high to Latumos. Again.
Huge.
The Hattie already in game number 2. Look at this pass by a Skittle. kicking it all the way up top to his boy Latumos, and just dropping it on Druzilla. Wow. Spring Lake Park is showing up and showing out in game number 2, man.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this, you can tell that this team is sick and tired of losing.
No, yeah, for sure.
They're done with it. They've had enough.
Yeah, no more losing here. This team has really turned it around so far in this week 3 matchup. Neighbor Mark, Skittle, Latumos, all 3 players have been looking on point with the passing and the team play. Ooh, rings one off the crossbar. Neighbor Mark now back at the net and putting away that second opportunity. Nice stuff out of Neighbor Mark.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Right over the top of not 1 but 2 defenders. Neighbor Mark. Listen, Neighbor Mark is honestly probably one of the most underrated players in MNVL Rocket League, just because he's on a team with Latumos. That's like, yeah, like I think that's the biggest thing about it. You know, Neighbor Mark is a real talent, and is exceptionally good at Rocket League, and it really needs to be said, because this 1-2 punch out of Latumos and Neighbor Mark is something special.
I agree, Thunder, entirely. These guys have been a very dangerous squad on and off the server. And I mean, their team play, man. Their team play has only been growing since we've seen this team come into the league. Nice ball there. Latumos goes up and gets it and buries and makes it look marvelous as usual. Look at that ball from a Skittle off the wall to his teammate Latumos. Yeah, man, the communication is there. They have to be vibing. This team play is next level.
Yeah, and they just want more. Look at them. They just want more. They're collecting boost. Everybody's got a Hyundai, all 4 corners. Wow. Yeah, Spring Lake Park. We haven't really touched on that. The way they control the boost is great. It's fantastic. They're so quick at collecting those full boosts. It continues to put Cooper Hawks on their heels. It continues to put them at a disadvantage. It's crazy.
Latumos now bringing this one back towards the net. And it's just
flip reset, even?
Yeah.
In the middle of that?
Yeah.
Yep. Sure enough. Sir. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. The reset comes in and the jump to... Oh. It's just...
Yeah. Every goal, he's outdoing himself. He's outdoing the last one. The highlights keep expanding. I mean, Latumos and Spring Lake Park are on 10 right now.
I'm just like... I'm so inspired.
What is that, Latumos?
Unreal!
Dude, on a 1,000-point game out of Latumos this game.
Yep, I'm sure.
Just showing up, man. Time and time again, and the Cooper Hawks have no response.
Yeah, right now, I mean, there's something to be said about how talented Latumos and Neighbor Mark are, but it's another thing to be said how they figure out their opponent, right? The way that they just dissect the play throughout each game and figure out a way to put it in the goal like that, just bully it in, why not? Yeah. Unreal out of this squad. They're back, dude. Spring Lake Park is back.
Yeah. A 9-0 game. You cannot make this up. Spring Lake Park have just been showing an offensive onslaught all game long here in game number 2. And I wonder how Cooper Hawks are going to come out in game number 3. I wonder how they're going to respond.
Yeah, I mean, they got to do something. It's at the end of the day, Spring Lake Park, when they're dialed in, they're nearly unstoppable. We've seen it in this league. So you got to do something, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Spring Lake Park, though, man, that was ridiculous out of them.
The ace with 6 goals. It's a double Hattie out of
1,106 points for Latumos in game number 2 there, man.
I mean,
He's just sitting me further and further back in my seat. I just keep
right?
sinking back deeper and deeper. Those
Yeah.
highlights, man, kept outdoing himself. Those were ridiculous plays out of Latumos and the rest of that Spring Lake Park squad. Just chilling stuff, Thunder, honestly.
Truly, dude, I keep laughing because I'm like, man, it's like exhausting to watch Latumos. You
Yeah,
know,
man, that
it's like I
hurts.
mean, I feel myself fatigued just from watching how technical and how skilled this player is. I said it there, I screamed it in the microphone. Spring Lake Park is back. They're back and they want redemption. I mean, you can tell. Like it's special to watch what they're doing right now. And it's special to watch what they are going to do in the upcoming weeks. This team, it's
For
no
sure.
nonsense. They have tasted victory. They have tasted the bitter, bitter, bitter defeat that we keep mentioning, and they're
Yeah.
back for more. They're back. They're over it. They're done. They're sick and tired of us talking about that. They want us to talk about the dubs. They want us to talk about the relentless scoring that they are doing. And that's it.
And that's
Spring Lake Park is
that's
back
what
in
we
action,
will talk
folks.
about. Yeah, Spring Lake Park has been looking amazing so far here. And
Mark!
they're already back at it, man.
4 seconds, Mark.
Yeah. Not even letting us sit, take a sip of water, nothing.
I can't
Neighbor
think.
Mark
I
is getting
can't.
right back into it.
Yep.
Another lead, starting out early. And it's honestly giving me a headache, man.
Telling you, I'm too busy. I'm too busy calling goals to put my thoughts together. SLP.
Spring Lake Park has just been on a tear, man, an absolute tear. And I think that was a wound last week. Rogers coming in and beating him at the start of the season. I'm sure this team had a talk, had a change of mindset, had a change of a lot of things. But they got it right, that's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, you can tell when this team, when they kind of just like clench, like when they clench their jaws and they just kind of, it's like they're growling on the field. They're like, they're so hungry for more. You know, everybody following Latumos to crash the goal. All of it out of this squad is so picture perfect right now. Yeah, they want it. Another one. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
No, keep them coming. I mean, they are showing no sign of slowing down, Thunder. A beautiful setup from a Skittle, fitting in well with this squad. And I mean, this team is making it happen as a 3-man unit, Thunder.
They really are. They are. They finally look like what we saw last season. They finally look like the team that is just to be reckoned with, right? You know, like that team to really make a statement. Latumos again. Let's go.
Latumos. Come on, man. Give the Hawks a break. There's 2 defenders up there. He's getting double teamed, Thunder. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Burying another one. DJ Khaled said it. Another one.
Yep. That's perfect.
Neighbor Mark now bringing it back, trying to get something going. The Hawks, man, struggling on the defensive end here. These last couple matches. A Skittle. Nice touch for Teehee. The Hawks also offensively not able to get anything going either. So, you know, it comes back to bite them.
Yeah, well, look, Spring Lake Park, we keep talking about their offense. We keep ignoring how good their defense is. You know, I mean, their defense is very good. Look at that. Right there, that big bump on a Neighbor Mark bullying the goalie. Skittle has switched to the Jurassic Park Jeep. And so you know they mean business.
The Jurassic Park Jeep coming out is something silly. You gotta love seeing stuff like that, Thunder.
You're born to party if you're getting that car out. Oh yeah, Neighbor Mark.
And Neighbor Mark making it happen, adding on to the list of goals. I mean, Spring Lake Park 4-0 now, 2 minutes 39 to go here. And I mean, looking to close out on another 3-0, Thunder. 2 3-0s on the day.
Yeah, and for very, very different reasons, obviously. This is, this is something that Cooper Hawks, they knew what they were getting themselves into going up against Spring Lake Park. And for this squad, I think that today, listen, they could bring it back. They could. But that's very unlikely at this point against a Spring Lake squad that has turned all of the knobs to 11. Everything is dialed in, set, ready to go. The ball keeps trickling in. Skittle will get one from the Jurassic Park Jeep.
Yeah, man, the Jurassic Park Jeep coming out. You love to see it. Drewzilla, a little bit of a little own bump there, but it doesn't matter. Spring Lake Park, man, getting the job done. Wow. Something special today from Spring Lake Park.
Yeah,
and this is what they needed, too. This is what they needed.
They really did, Skep. This is exactly what they needed. A big confidence boost, okay? Getting the team back together, all set, ready to go, okay? They're coming up against a team that, again, Cooper Hawks, they're new, all right? We can see where some of their struggles are and where are some of the ways that they can improve, right? We'll see that. And they'll be able to go back to this VOD and watch this and say, you know what? Okay, it's here in these aerials. It's here in these sort of instances. Maybe somewhere there on the goaltending with Latumos getting another one. But
man, yeah.
Even the best goaltenders are going to struggle against Latumos. Like, we know that.
You're right. But, I mean, at the end of the day, Latumos, there has to be some kind of denying these guys. It's been nonstop Spring Lake Park. End to end. I mean, and not letting anything in on their own defensive side either.
Yeah.
Locking it down defensively. Which is scary when they're throwing this amount of offense at you and they're still not letting anything in on their side.
Yeah.
Crazy
dude,
stuff.
And Skep, listen, I just thought about this and I got goosebumps. Listen to me. This is going to be the first time that we'll get to talk to a Spring Lake Park player since last season.
Yeah.
We haven't interviewed or talked to any of them since last year. I can't wait. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah, this is going to be some good stuff coming up ahead. Spring Lake Park closing out with the 3-0 on the day here. I mean, a very much needed bounce back game for Spring Lake Park. And looking excellent, honestly, on the day.
Yeah, just fantastic. You can't say enough about this squad. After what kind of hardship they have faced, after what success they had, and all of that, kind of like big ups and big downs for this team. But now they're back at it. They look really ready to go, and I'm so impressed with what they've done after the adversity they've faced and some of the losses that they've taken recently. They look so good, and they look poised. They look poised and ready to go for the rest of this season.
Yeah, honestly, couldn't have had a better time to have this bounce back for Spring Lake Park, and we'll see. We'll get to talk to one of their team members very, very soon here. As Skittle puts away another one, getting his second of the game, adding that lead 8-0. And yeah, man, Spring Lake Park making it their day, grabbing it, taking it by the horns, and an excellent showing from Spring Lake Park.
Yep.
As we wind down to the last couple seconds, but it's Ignite Nuke!
Ignite Nuke!
Sneaking onto the board for the Cooper Hawks, making it happen. There's no shutout. No shutout.
Cheats up, and when the 50 goes stale, he gets it. Nice work. Oh, Ignite Nuke. Boom!
Beautiful stuff out of Ignite Nuke. Yeah, man. Oh, wait, another? All right,
boy.
Nice defense out of a Skittle. Drewzilla keeping the ball alive. Latumos is like, get this ball away from our net. We're done. It's over. That's a 3-0 wrap. And I mean, yeah, sick stuff out of Spring Lake Park.
Another one, almost 800 points for Latumos. I mean, unbelievable.
Thunder. Nonsense.
Truly. Hey, GG's to both of these teams. And hey, big ups to Ignite Nuke. That was an exciting goal there at the end. That was hype. Super
that
hype.
Was good stuff.
Super hype. So after a tough loss like that, take that goal home as something that was super awesome. That was great.
Sure.
Again, GG's to both of these squads. Wow, Skep. Spring Lake Park, They look fantastic. They look
Yeah.
aggressive. They look poised. They look like they did. They look like they did, and I'm so excited for them.
Yeah. I'm excited to get one of them in here and talk to him, man. That was excellent stuff out of that squad. Offensively, the playmaking, the setups were there. All the boxes were checked. They took care of, everything on both ends of the field. It was spectacular stuff out of Spring Lake Park.
Yep, inspiring, really. Really great, really great. Again, GG's and Spring Lake Park. It's good to see you back. Good to see you back, folks. Let's not delay it any longer. Okay, it's we are here, Minnesota Varsity League Sunday, brought to you by Torrent. Okay, if you're not following Torrent and you're not following MNVL, get on your social media right now and give us a follow. Give everybody a follow. Okay, we will be back with an interview after this short break. I can't wait to see who we're going to talk to, folks.
Stay
Don't
tuned.
go
Stay tuned.
anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll see you shortly.